Hi guys, I'm back. Today I'm going to make hazelnut brownies. So if you guys are new here, consider subscribing. My name is Esti. I am the creator for Sugarholic. I do healthy recipes and sometimes I do like cafe, Swedish fika kind of recipes. My intention is to make healthy recipes, but sometimes occasionally you will find that I will make this kind of unhealthy in according to my standard. This is not very healthy, but there are people who search for this kind of videos. So I'm going to show you how to make this delicious Swedish favorite hazelnuts brownies. It's very easy to do. You really don't need a big machine to do that. So I'm going to show you step by step how to do that. And I also do videos about travel. I am an Airbnb host. Do check out my link to find out more information about me if you are curious. So let's jump on to making this hazelnuts brownies. So you probably heard that hazelnut brownies is actually not that difficult to make. So over here I have some eggs. Don't worry, the recipes is already in the video description. So you can find some of the items that I use in my kitchen, especially machine and things that you couldn't find in the video description, so that you could bring home the items that I bring. So let me just tell you how to make this delicious brownies. Eggs, you need to whisk them just briefly. You don't really need to whisk too much. I hope you guys can see from there. So this is unfortunately a not transparent bowl, but I still hope that you can see still. I tried to get a higher tripod today, but it was so limited, the space here. So let's see if I can put this in another better angle. Oh, I dropped this. So let's see if I can put this into a better angle here. I tried to do that the other time, but it was not so ideal. And at the same time, I want to charge my battery. So let's see if I can do it this way instead. Okay. Can you see? Now, let me just see if I can put you guys like this. I think it's better, right? Like this. Okay, at the same time, I want you guys to be able to see also. Let's see. This is the best that I can do for the time being. Hopefully it just won't drop. So I think this is better than before. So I'm just going to quickly just whisk this. Brownies is quite effortlessly. You don't really need to have a lot of ingredients. So eggs, as you can see, everything I have is like giant size because I'm making for the cafe here. So that's why. So I'm going to add the sugar. This is quite a bit of sugar. Actually, you need a whisk to do that. And then these are baking powder and some more get stuck here. Okay, and then some vanilla sugar. If you don't have vanilla sugar, you can add vanilla essence. And then I will mix in the hazelnuts. These are some chopped roasted hazelnut. And then some salt. So I'm going to be using a spoon to mix everything together. This one. I'm using this big bowl. I just hope that everything is easy to follow. Some melted butter. And then mix this a bit until all the liquid is combined. See, all this white thing is actually from the baking powder. And the vanilla powder. So now the coconut, not the coconut, the cocoa powder. Get stuck. So the portion that I include in my recipe is for, oh, how come this is slanted? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Don't move. Stay there. Don't move. Stay there. Oops. I almost dropped my tripod. You see. I'm so sorry, guys. I don't have the equipment here. It's a pity that this kitchen is too small. Otherwise, it will be better. Okay. Let's hope that you can see, though. Alright, just mix everything together into this really thick chocolate mixture. And then you want to add the flour. Oh, inside one. And now, what is needed now is a big, strong hand to just mix everything together. I'll try and fix this problem so that you guys have a better view. I think video quality is very important. Besides just showing you guys the steps, you know, I think I really realized that I cannot put up with a crappy video. And I hope you guys understand. I just feel like I have to, you know, invest a little bit more. But for the time being, I try to keep this channel as low cost as possible because, you know, that has been so much going on, and I am writing out a list of the things that we actually need to make our live streaming more entertaining and better quality in terms of sound and in terms of lightings. As you can see, here is my workplace. I have limited space. I don't really have a lot of place, and I should be using a mixer to just mix everything together, but I don't have that because that one is spoiled. So I felt like using a whip, you know, just to whip everything together. Maybe I'll do that because I think it's better. Let me just pour everything into my mixer. So if you have a hand whisk, use that, but because of the amount, I cannot do that. It will be very tiring for my hand. And I try not to overstrain because I work a lot with my hand. So I try not to take risks. It's no harm. It's no point taking risks and then I can work, you know, and I love this job and I want to be able to work here. So certain things I have to think very carefully when I do it so that I will not overstrain my hand. So I'm going to transfer this into a mixer so that I can mix this in a bowl. Where's my... I can't find my plastic. Oh, it's over there. This one. Let me just move this one back. Okay. So I'm going to separate this into two because it's far too much an amount. And I would really love to pour them in a... Let me just come back to you guys. Okay, I want to pour them in a lower angle so that I don't have to strain my hand again. I'm going to pour them. I'll be back. I should have done this right from the beginning so I don't have to do this step. But I didn't realize it was so much. Because I actually make this 4 times and I don't want to spend too much time today. I really feel so tired after this week. So let me just on this for a while. Bear with the noise. Very evenly mixed now. So now let me just get it's good. Okay, I'll just move this up first and then move this. So don't overstrain yourself, yeah? I'm gonna pour this into the basin here. I just hate it when it's crooked. Yeah, let's see. I can try doing it this way. I stop it with a cloth. So irritating, right? So irritating. I so bad. Okay, now I'm gonna move this one. Okay, and to this side, and I need a wipe. Just spread this out and see. I really need some help with some technical issue when I'm doing live streaming because I sometimes feel like, I do everything by myself. It's like it's kind of a heavy load. You have to explain, and then you have to be clear with what you say. So live streaming is not that easy. And I hope you guys appreciate what I'm doing here. And I'm sure you do, otherwise you wouldn't be subscribing, right? And otherwise you should be watching this also, right? So I really appreciate you guys, your time here, uh, joining me in watching my videos. And I'm so grateful for all the subscribers who have subscribed to me for the past few years. And I just hope that I could continue to keep doing the video, keep doing the stuff that I enjoy doing and sharing. My dream is just to hope that people will be, finding the purpose in life, not to stress. It's not worth stressing. Just like at my work, I try to protect myself in terms of working environment. So I don't like to put myself in the risk, because I have done taking care of old people before, and I broke my neck, I broke my back. So it's definitely not worth it, because at the end I'm the one who is feeling the pain. So I think everybody should look into that. You may be sitting in office all day. It's not good either. So let me just put this aside, and I'm going to try and whip the other part. Okay, let me just move this. I'm going to bring this to another bench, because that bench is the sink is lower, so there is much lesser load on my hand. So I'll be back. I'm going to show you what I mean, guys. Okay? Let me just bring this thing here and show you what I mean. When you work in the kitchen, you should think about, your shoulder. I'm very short. So your shoulder is like, if you're doing this too high, you're going to have problem with your ankle, with your neck. You're going to have problem with your back, the spine. So having a good shoes and a standing position when you work is really, really important. Especially if you're working long time in the kitchen, you really have to think about, all this is going to affect your health. So for me, I work like 6-7 hours a day in the kitchen. I think it's very important to do this the right way. So you don't hurt your back. No, we are not getting better every year, our health. So we have to protect it, right? So let me just grab everything to the center. Sorry for the mess here. this thing back. Okay, I'm going to put my machine back in position. Put this back until I hear the clicking sound. Yep. And then I'm going to put back my handle. Let it sit. Where's my cloth? I cannot work with that messy table. Okay. Okay, now on this. It's done. It's mixed properly now. So let me just get hold of this. Let's put this up and lift this. So I like to lazy style. I don't want to hold the bowl for too long because I'm really short. I'm only 1.53. So I usually try to find a way to make my work much easier. So I actually like to pour them directly. If it's this thick and not so runny, so I'll just put the bowl like this, and then I just let it sit and just let them do the job. Let them come out all at once. Because if you hold the bowl like this, it's heavy, right? So now I'm holding this in because it's not that heavy anymore. And also when you sand, try to have a soft surface to sand. If your kitchen is a hard surface, try and put a mattress or a carpet underneath that has a rubber backing. I think that is better, so that you know your feet has something to land on soft. You don't have to withstand the hardness from the floor. So you don't have bad feet like I do, because I always have this hard skin underneath. Don't know how many of you have that problem. That is a really big problem for me because I always have to file my feet, pedicure quite often. Because of my job, I stand a lot, and the skin becomes hard. So you see, this is time. Just even up this. Check the surface. And you want to bake this for I think this one is quite thick, and the other one is quite thin, so I'm going to increase just a little bit more here. Feel that this part is thin now. And if you want to avoid this, you can tap the table, tap the whole tray on the table. But then sometimes you can get these marks on the table, which is very bad for the table. So I'll show you one way I can do it. Yeah. But maybe not in the case of a brownie. But if you're making like a cake, you want to have this good wooden surface where you could tap your table. Take your time, no hurry. Just enjoy the process. And just feel like you're relaxing. Have this as like a therapy. Okay, now just some knife, maybe the last scrap. Certain area. Okay, now done. So let me just show you what I need. So you want to tap the cake, right? And then if you tap like, sometimes I do, I just tap like that on the table, then you get all these nasty marks. So what I do is that I take a chopping board on top. Make sure they are the same thick, yeah, side. And on top, I just tap them. But this is a brownie which is very thick, so you don't really need to do that. You just make sure that it is evenly spread out. So now this is all ready to be into the oven for 15 to 20 minutes. So I'm going to set the oven, already on the oven. So I'm going to just put it into the oven. Maybe I'll put the thick one on top. And the thinner one below. Okay, so let me just show you guys, okay, the coconut the one that I have made earlier on. So how do I cut them, right? So very not difficult. So usually I just cut the side because the side always quite brown. Then you get a smallest knife and just cut the side so that I can loosen the cake from the tray. Not the brownies recipe. This is the one that I did earlier on in my previous live streaming on coconut what is it called? Coconut tacos. Toscana. It's called. The sweet like this very much. Frankly speaking, I find because I'm a healthy freak, I think this to me is too sweet. Right, put them over here. And I want to put them on the tray. I don't want to cut on this chopping board because the chopping board is not big enough. So you have to watch the previous one if you want to learn how to make this chocolate taco. I'm just going to cut one piece and show you how it looks like, okay guys, so that you can see how I cut them. Usually I get a buttered or a knife that's very fat. This knife has been used for cutting butter earlier on. So let's remove this side. Like this. And then I have a style. I have a style. Let me show you my style. Let me see if I can find the other. So I have this very soft cutting board from IKEA. So usually I put them underneath so I don't destroy the table. Making sure they are fully removable. Okay, so let me just brush off some coconut, some chocolate on this side. So get ready with a knife, and then it is okay. The side is very nice too, but some people they doesn't like it. But then, you know, this is for the cafe, so I don't think so it matters because it's supposed to look like home baked. So usually I like to cut like a size about 4 by 4 centimeters. 5 by 5 is a bit too big. So usually I like to estimate, okay, maybe this is a half. Then I just put a marking like this. Half. About this. Yes, yep. And then another half. And then another half. They are crispy on the top for the coconut parts. So and then this is very good. I can move this easily, and then I can. My telephone fall down. Okay, now I'm gonna have to remove. I don't want to risk my telephone here. I have to put them lower so that you can see me cutting this. Oh, everything's in the way. Okay, here. So I'm going to cut them into squares. One part. I like to make some marking, but because it is too hard, it's very difficult to make a marking, but you know approximately. So about this. Okay, then I cut them through. So let's take out a piece and see, examine it. So coconut, chocolate taco with coconut. So we sell this like a piece for 20 crown, and people happily pay them. They are super delicious. So we're going to put them into this plastic container. Like this, we put them into plastic container, and then I layer it with paper like this. So I'll layer it in paper, and then I can freeze it. So this is how I do it, and this is how I cut them. Take your time, no hurry, because if you hurry, then sometimes you can get this unevenness, right? Use a ruler if you have anything at home. I use my eyes, it's faster. Okay guys, let's take a look at the brownies. It's not done yet. I'm going to continue to put this into the pot while we are waiting for the brownies. So you want to make sure that your knife is sharp. And this you could actually sell them at Facebook. Nobody will, baking stuff is quite fine. I find it's safe to sell at Facebook. Usually people buy, in Sweden, people like to buy home-baked stuff from Facebook because they don't have time to cook, bake during the summer. So if you want to make extra money in Facebook, this is where you want to maybe consider doing for free time. I notice there's a lot of ladies here, and some of you might be staying at home mom, and you want to try and do something and to earn maybe some extra income. This is something that you can do. So you can make this like a few batches in the morning, and then you're done for the day job. So in fact, it's very convenient to sell. In Sweden, it works like this. When we make a baking like this, we just take a picture about this cake. Of course, you use a good camera to take. Don't put crappy video pictures, because people want to see how it looks like before they buy from you, right? And you have to be reliable also. Some people, they are getting these rates from the buyers. So it's really good, so people know that, oh, you are a good seller. So they probably will order from you again and again and again. So for me, I recommend that you do it, because it's kind of fun, because you can see how your sales is going every day. If you are into making extra income, this is a very good source of income. So I'm going to just break this up. And I purposely keep the side because I want this to be looking like home baked. And then throw this paper away. I just shake the excess up. And then I use this to put the what do you call it, the cookies, to prevent it from sticking from each other. And then I put my last batch on top. So you can buy like bags, plastic bags, or maybe you can go to the wholesale store to buy some paper bag, which I think is really worth investing, because you are selling things and people obviously want everything to be kept neatly and hygienically. So I think it's worthwhile. Let me just check my brownies again. It's not really done yet, so I'll get the other one. So if I'm out of job, people ask me, how could you be out of job? You have a B&B, you have this, you have a channel. You know, the channel is not making money like a lot of people. They thought, oh, you know, channel must be making tons of money. I'm not a big channel, so I don't make a lot of money. And you know, I'm not a very ambitious person. I really like to meet up with people through my B&B. So for me, I don't want to earn like a lot of money, as long as it's enough to survive and I'm not having stress and enjoying the things that I do. I think I'm satisfied. So remove this here. So it's really self-satisfying. It's really, really important. You have to have passion about what you love to do. So for me, I like making people happy, but of course I have to be selective because we get hurt many times in our life, and sometimes you learn the lesson. So I'm just going to wipe this because this is quite oily, this knife. So again, cutting this is really eye training. I think it's training on the eyes. So again, it's the same method. Decide the half, and then I'm just going to just cut onto the half. I like to start off with the corner because I notice we always neglect the corner. The corners shouldn't be too small. So let me just turn this, and then it's a really, you have to really train your eyes. Sometimes you thought that this is perfect, but it's not. Okay, sorry guys. There's a call that I needed to answer. Now, just let me just stay focused again. This is obviously okay. Now, done. Okay. I have to check my brownies. You have to always keep an eye on the brownies. I didn't have a timer on, so make sure you remember, alright? Because I don't want to burn the brownies. So you have to stay on to the end and see how the result is. Usually it's brownies is actually quite difficult. It's not that difficult, I mean. let me just put a piece of paper underneath. You can also put paper towel if you don't have paper. So put a paper towel. Just continue to put everything top. Okay. Done. Okay, this is how it looks like. So remove all this, and then I like to clear the table usually. So this is all ready for freezing, and I'm going to take a picture because later I have to say bye-bye. Maybe I'll show you how the brownies look like. Just show you how the progress is. Let me just thing to test. Where is my big box? Oh, here. This one is very good. So let me just check the center part. It's still wet, so obviously it takes some time more. And then this one is also, you need to check. Oh, this one feels like it's more done. I think this is done. This one is done. Okay, I can take this away. Let me just take this out before I overcook. Very important, brownies shouldn't be dry. It's supposed to be slightly moist also. So let me put this thing back, and I'm going to cool down. So the same thing, you make sure that this brownie is slowly cooked through, and make sure it's not wet underneath. Right, and then I usually like to cover them with aluminum foil, but I heard that aluminum foil is a lot of trouble. So if you can, use a cloth. So I'm just going to cover this with a cloth, and I'm not going to let the steam not to escape too much, and let it settle down. Cool completely. Use the same method that I cut. If you are selling to people, you know, they want to have this home baked touch, include the corners. I think they will appreciate that. But if you are doing it like a party, maybe the cake want to be looking more presentable, so you have to remove the side. So this is my recipes for you today. The recipes is underneath the video description. If you like it, please give a thumbs up. I'm going to take a picture and put it as my thumbnail, so that you can see how it looks like at the end. Okay, so guys, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again in my next video. If you're new here, please subscribe. The subscribe button is somewhere here or up there. So I hope to see you again. All right, see you. Bye bye, with love. Mwah.